Like, holy shit, did I just Venmo 5K to a stranger? That's right, bitch. I mean, I literally haven't heard anything. I feel like I'm onboarding them. Do you mind just resending your passwords again for the 17th time? What the fuck? This isn't what I signed up for? Bro, is it just me? Are clients crazier than a divorced mom at 2 a.m. looking for dates on Facebook Marketplace? What's up, guys? Frankie here. This is one you guys actually requested in the comments. Onboarding like a pro. I want to teach you guys in this video how you can do this in a way where clients actually want to stay and pay. And this is one of those things, it's one of those big leverage points. It's the difference between clients feeling like you're a total douche or like you're a total pro and they want to stay and pay. And this sets up for them to like give you recurring payments for the next 12, 24, 36 months, however really long you want to keep them. My oldest client's been with me since 2009. So that's a pretty amazing thing. For those of you guys who don't know me already, my name's Frankie Fihn. I wrote these two best-selling books, Passive Automated Recurring Income, Beyond the Agency Box. You'll find a link for that below the video. I've also built 3 of my own agencies up to 100 plus client. And I've also helped thousands of people to live this more beach, less laptop lifestyle. Let's get into the good stuff. All right, my fine internet friends. There are really 2 main pieces to onboarding, and they have a very distinct and sort of separate feel. And I want to lay out those for you guys, how to like really nail these like you're a world champion at those. And the first is what I would call welcome aboard. And it is kind of more like touchy-feely and sort of like, you know, a client sense of what the experience is like than actual like, did you do good ads and things like that. And then the second is what I would call like logins and passwords. And I'm going to show you guys how to master both pieces of these in a way where it'll just make you look, like I said, like a total champ. And then what'll happen is the client will actually feel this happy.
What would you do if you had $1 million?
I'll tell you what I'd do, man. 2 chicks at the same time, man.
2 chicks at the same time, man. So let's talk a little bit about welcome aboard. So I remember the first time I stayed at a 5-star hotel. It was in Salt Lake City. It's called the Grand America. And I got out of the taxi and I'm getting in there. I just come from the airport. And the guy opens the taxi door and he says, right this way, Mr. Fihn. And then I go through the gates or through the front doors and there's people holding me. The lady hands me a fresh baked cookie. I can hear a lady playing a harp in the lobby. And they bring me up and everybody's, hey, Mr. Fihn, we've been briefed on your stay. And the whole thing was just so well orchestrated. And I remember thinking, how the fuck did that guy know my name? I spent the next 10 minutes thinking about it. And then I got up to my room, by the way. And I remember when I got there, there was a handwritten note on my pillow with a chocolate. And it said, hey, this is from the manager. If you need anything at all, I want you to call me first. We're so excited to have you here as part of our stay, Mr. Fihn. And I'm like, wow, like the level of service here is really just unbelievable. Now, what's interesting is it's still just a fucking hotel room, right? It's still just beds. It's still just pillows, you know, it's still just a fucking toilet and a shower. It's still like dirty sheets that people have banged on 1,000,000 times, right? Like, but I felt like automatically like, man, I am in good hands here. These guys are total pros. Like these guys know exactly what they're doing. And the flip side of that, by the way, this is the total opposite of that.
Oops.
Oops. What does that mean? What do you mean?
No, I got it. Some jerk didn't put.
I know what I
got it, though.
mean when I say oops. What do you mean saying oops there?
Well, you say we try that one again, huh?
Yes, without the oops.
Okay, so I just want to reiterate that that hotel did not have better beds. They didn't have like some secret pillow technology that nobody had. And yet I felt like, man, like they already had a 5-star review 5 minutes into the experience. And so I want to tell you guys a couple of things that we have done. And there's probably about 3 things that create that like, wow, we are just in good hands experience. And so one of those things is, I'm going to write the word edible. It doesn't mean like go get your client stoned, not those kind of edibles. What it does mean is we've used a service called Edible Arrangements. And I want you to imagine this. So a client has just signed up. They normally have nothing but bad experiences with marketing agencies. And then we use a service called Edible Arrangements. They're known for like fruit baskets that kind of are shaped like flowers and stuff like that. But we typically order like brownies and cookies. So I want you to imagine they signed up. Now they start waffling. They're going, you know, am I just going to get ripped off by another smooth talking marketer or whatever? Then there's a knock at the door, and somebody comes and says, hey, right this way, Mr. Fihn. There's a basket of cookies and brownies for you, and this is just our way of welcoming you. And there's a little note that says, we're so excited to have you. And by the way, edible arrangements, the reason we use them is they're crazy fast. You can usually do it if you could get a client in the morning, they can be there by the afternoon. If not, they're usually there by the next morning. So it just makes clients go, man, like this is a really amazing company. Another thing we've done, I'm just gonna write hand, and we've used a service called Handwritten. It's spelled with the word written with a Y. And what they allow you to do is send handwritten notes in the mail, and they usually take about a week to get there, and we write a handwritten note and just say, hey, thank you. We appreciate you so much. Now, interestingly enough, we do both of these at the same time. And it takes my VAs usually about 5 or 10 minutes to order the edible arrangement and to order the handwritten note. But what ends up happening is this actually is 2 separate experiences for the client, because this one shows up differently than when this shows up, even though it's just a step-by-step process. And then the other thing aboard is a welcome email. And the general tone of the welcome email is, thank you, we appreciate you, you're in really good hands right now, you've made a good decision, and we're really excited to get started with you. If you do that, it's kind of like already evil scheming, so they're going to want to stay for months and months, just like this. By the way, shout out to our man Joey Coleman, who we've had on the show. All of this I learned in his best-selling book, Never Lose a Customer Again, which I highly recommend you read. You can get it on Amazon. And what this does, just so you guys know, is it creates a sort of wow factor that just makes people feel like they're in better hands. Now, bear in mind, your SEO didn't get any better. Your ads didn't get any better. Whatever website or funnels you're making didn't get any better. But the client experience has now gone to like a level 10 where they're just like, wow, this is so cool. Now, let's talk about the next piece, okay? Which is the old logins and passwords. And if I could articulate in one word what you want to do with this, it is frictionless. Frictionless. Which means you got to get some logins, you got to get some passwords, you got to get some important details. Make that stupid simple and super easy so that they can just give you the info and get started. And I'll tell you, we've used 2 different services. So I've used one called Leadsy, and there's another one that is, I think it's called Automatic, that folks inside of our mastermind use. I don't personally use Automatic, but we've used Leadsy. And what Leadsy allows you to do, or equivalent services, is it allows the client, so in our case, like any of you guys can confirm what I'm saying, if you've ever tried to help clients get into Facebook ads, Facebook makes it confusing as fuck, by the way. They have a business manager, they have an ad account, and they have a page, and you need access to all 3. And every time we try to get, especially a lot of our clients are 65, 70-year-old attorneys, we try and get them to give us that info. They're always confused about how to do it. And when we switched over to Leadsy, what ended up happening is they would just click a button and go allow, 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 and then just like that, we were inside of their ad account, and it took all of 10 seconds for them to do it, which, by the way, to me is using the Schwartz.
You have the ring, and I see your Schwartz is as big as mine. Now let's see how well you handle it.
So I want you to compare when you put both of these together. What ends up happening for a client is all of a sudden they get a nice email, they're welcomed in style, they get a knock at the door, they get a fresh packet of cookies and brownies, and we're so excited to see you. A couple of days later, they get a handwritten note that just says, we're so honored that you've chosen us. And by the way, these are AI generated, but they look super, super real. And then Leadsy, they clicked a button and they're able to get started. And just like that, the whole onboarding experience is insanely positive, insanely positive. And where this will show up for you guys, by the way, is most agencies, when they don't do this, they average about 3 to 4 client payments before they cancel. This is probably about average in our industry. What happens when you do this right, like I said, my oldest client has been with me since 2009. That's obviously an extreme example, but I'll tell you, like, it'll become a lot more common for clients to stay 36 months. And so the other benefit of doing this, yeah, it probably costs you about $50 and some brownies and cookies and things like that. But when clients stay for like 36 months instead of 3, over here you're just getting 3 old payments in the inbox. And over here, you're getting 3 years worth of it, right? Where clients are staying and paying, and it becomes the most customary, normal thing in the world. So what that means for you guys is that's 12 times less selling. That's 12 times less outreach you have to do. That's 12 times less onboarding and so forth. So all of this sort of adds up in a big, big way. And the opposite of this, by the way, is what most agencies do, is they don't do any welcome at all. They just view their job as, I'm here to run the ads, or I'm here to do the SEO. They make getting the logins and passwords complicated. Sometimes this, especially if you do something like SEO, this can take like 2-3 weeks just to get into all of the accounts you need in. And what ends up happening is there's this loss of momentum. There's this loss of trust in you in the process, and they feel like it's kind of an annoyance. And so even though you're really just getting started 2-3 weeks in, they're already starting to doubt you. They're already starting to doubt your ability. They don't believe. And meanwhile, you haven't really done any SEO, or you haven't really run any ads yet. It's just because the process kind of leaves a bad taste in their mouth. And the flip side of this, over here, they think, oh, I got a really good company. And also, by the way, there's another thing that comes out of this is when you do this in style, you're going to find out that typically you're going to end up with a lot more referrals. People are going to say, hey, you got to work with these guys. They are total pros. So this is something, by the way, if you guys are interested in our agency mastermind called the Wolf Pack, we have an entire swipe file laid out for you, as well as some AI-generated tools that will actually write all your client welcome emails and stuff for you, programmed on all the stuff that's set up, as well as the series of messages that follow up. So you can actually proactively update clients before they even ask. And again, this just leads into you looking like a total pro. If you're interested in that, check this baby out.
Round 1, fight!
One little fact, my little brother Jordan used to go, "Hubba mucus," trying to imitate Ryu and Ken back in the day. So that was his style. So anyways, the point of this video is I want you guys to onboard like a pro. And your first job, by the way, is welcoming people. Your second job is logins and passwords. Everyone doesn't even really know that welcoming is part of the deal. And so they skip straight to, okay, send me all the info, send me everything I need. And it just creates this sort of unpleasant experience for clients. Where over here, what you're doing is like, now they had some delicious food. They got a note that says, hey, I really appreciate you. It's handwritten. They get a welcome email reaffirming that they've made a good decision. It's super easy to get started. And they automatically think these guys are total pros. And they're already eyeing you as somebody they intend to work with for the long term. So that is the magic of onboarding like a pro. If you guys are not already subscribed, make sure to subscribe just for the corny dad jokes and obviously huge beach muscles, which I hope you guys are impressed for. And as always, may the force be with you. Buy my book, or I will Photoshop your face on Gary Vee running mid-sprint and say, you just gotta want it more.